Have you ever sat up at night, rubbing your tired eyes, wondering when they started feeling so weak? Maybe you've noticed the world around you becoming just a little less clear. The streetlights you once admired now have halos. The pages of your favorite book seem harder to read, even under a bright lamp. You tell yourself it's just age. But deep down, you wonder, does it have to be this way? I'm here to tell you, no, it doesn't. Because there is a little-known secret something so simple you can do tonight that could help nourish your eyes while you sleep. And it doesn't involve expensive surgery, risky treatments, or endless bottles of eye drops. Instead, it comes from the humble, natural sweetness of 4 powerful dried fruits. Yes, just 4, eaten before bed, can feed your eyes the exact nutrients they've been starving for. The same way water quenches a thirsty plant. These dried fruits can bathe your tired eyes in the vitamins and antioxidants they need, helping to restore clear vision and protect you from the slow, silent damage of aging. And I'm going to share all 4 with you today, but I'll warn you. The final one might surprise you so much you'll wish you'd known it years ago. I want to take you back to a story that still moves me. A gentleman named Robert, 72 years old, had always loved reading bedtime stories to his granddaughter, Lily, but as the years went by, the print became blurrier. He'd squint, hold the book closer, and finally, one day, he had to stop halfway through a story. "Grandpa, why did you stop?" she asked innocently. That moment broke his heart. Robert's doctor told him it was age-related, macular degeneration starting to set in, a condition that slowly steals the center of your vision. Robert thought it was the beginning of the end for his eyesight. But then something remarkable happened. A friend introduced him to these 4 dried fruits. Skeptical but desperate, Robert tried them, making a habit of having them every night before bed. Within weeks, he noticed the strain in his eyes lessen. The pages of his books were easier to see. Months later, he was back to reading full stories without stopping. Robert swears those dried fruits gave his eyes the fighting chance they needed. Now, before I reveal the first one, let me explain why eating these before bed is so powerful. You see, our bodies do their deepest repair work during sleep. Cells regenerate, tissues heal, and yes, your eyes go through their nightly maintenance cycle. But this repair process is only as good as the nutrients available in your bloodstream. If you go to bed after eating processed snacks or nothing at all, your eyes have to work with scraps. But if you flood your system with these vision-healing nutrients right before bed, your eyes drink them in all night long, just like a sponge soaking up water. That's why timing matters so much. The first dried fruit is one that has been cherished for centuries, not just for its taste, but for its healing power-dried apricots. These golden orange gems are bursting with vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene, the exact nutrient your retina needs to process light and protect itself from damage. A deficiency in vitamin A is one of the leading causes of night blindness in older adults. But apricots also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that act like sunglasses for your eyes, filtering out harmful blue light and UV rays. And here's the magic. When you eat dried apricots before bed, your body converts their beta-carotene into vitamin A while you sleep, feeding your eyes exactly what they need to see clearly in dim light. Robert, in fact, made dried apricots a nightly ritual 6 halves before bed. Washed down with a glass of warm water and swears they made reading at night easier within a month. Now, the second dried fruit is small but mighty raisins. You might think of them as a childhood lunchbox snack. But raisins are loaded with polyphenols, especially resveratrol, a plant compound famous for protecting the tiny blood vessels in your eyes. Over time, as we age, the capillaries that feed the retina can become stiff or leaky, leading to vision problems like diabetic retinopathy or macular degeneration. Raisins act like gentle repair workers, strengthening those vessels and improving circulation so oxygen and nutrients can reach the very cells responsible for sight. And here's something fascinating. Raisins are also rich in boron, a trace mineral that supports eye-brain coordination, helping you react faster to changes in light or movement. Mary, a 68-year-old retired teacher, began having a handful of raisins before bed. She told me her eyes didn't just feel clearer, they felt more alive, more responsive, especially when driving at night. The third dried fruit may surprise you: dried figs. They're often praised for digestion, but few people know they're also a secret weapon for eye health. Figs are rich in both copper and vitamin K2, nutrients vital for maintaining the structural health of your eyes. Copper plays a role in forming melanin, the pigment that protects your eyes from sun damage, while vitamin K supports healthy blood clotting, reducing the risk of tiny retinal hemorrhages that can cloud vision. But what makes figs truly special is their high antioxidant score, especially in the form of phenolic compounds that fight oxidative stress, the silent enemy that ages your eyes from the inside out. And when you eat them at night, the natural sugars in figs give you a slow, steady release of energy that keeps your metabolism humming, supporting the repair process until morning. One knew a man named Elias, 70, who started eating 2 figs before bed every night. He told me the blurriness he used to see when waking up began to fade, and he could read his watch clearly without fumbling for his glasses. Now, before I reveal the final dried fruit, the one that could be a true game changer, let me say this: no single food is a magic bullet. But when you combine these for dried fruits, you create a synergia, nutritional orchestra that works together to protect and rejuvenate your eyes. Think of it like repairing an old house. Apricots are the sunlight pouring in, raisins are the strong support beams. Figs are the protective paint, and this last dried fruit is the skilled carpenter who makes it all come together. So here it is, the fourth dried fruit, goji berries. Often called the red diamonds of the Himalayas, goji berries have been treasured in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years, especially for eye health. Modern science now confirms what healers knew long ago. Goji berries are one of the richest natural sources of zeaxanthin, more concentrated than even leafy greens. This compound not only filters harmful light, but also nourishes the macula, the central part of your retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. In one study, older adults who consumed goji berries daily for 90 days had increased levels of macular pigment, which is like adding a protective cushion inside your eyes. Goji berries also contain all 8 essential amino acids, giving your body the raw materials to repair and maintain the delicate proteins in your eyes. Evelyn, 66, who once struggled to see clearly while quilting at night, began having a small handful of goji berries with warm chamomile tea before bed. Within weeks, she noticed the colors in her fabrics were brighter and the stitches looked sharper than ever before. Now imagine combining all 4 dried apricots, raisins, figs, and goji berries into one small bedtime ritual. Just a handful of each, enjoyed slowly, maybe with a cup of warm herbal tea, could flood your eyes with the very nutrients they need during the most critical hours of repair. This isn't about quick fixes or miracle cures. It's about giving your eyes the respect and care they deserve after decades of loyal service. They've helped you witness sunsets, watch your children grow, and recognize the faces of people you love. They've been your window to the world, and they deserve the best fuel you can give them. Robert, Mary, Elias, and Evelyn all learned that it's never too late to start. Each of them thought their vision was only going to get worse, but by adding this simple bedtime habit, they gave their eyes a fighting chance and, in many ways, a second youth. And now I'm passing that same gift to you. Because maybe tonight, as you sit with a small bowl of dried fruits, you'll think of all the things you still want to see clearly. The sparkle in your spouse's eyes, the smile of your grandchild, the details in a photograph you've loved for years. And you'll know that every bite is more than a snack, it's an investment in your future vision. So tonight, instead of reaching for cookies or chips, try this for dried apricots. A small handful of raisins to dried figs and a small handful of goji berries. Eat them slowly. Let their natural sweetness remind you of nature's quiet power. And give your eyes the nourishment they've been waiting for. You might not notice the change overnight, but one morning soon, you'll wake up, look out the window, and realize the world looks just a little sharper, brighter, and more beautiful than it did before. And you'll know you did that.